Yeah, build something for mirrors that matches the louvers. I just don't want them sticking out. I like the narrow tongue pointed front end on the Volkswagen. And I don't want to take away from that. But I might figure something out. The problem is making them symmetrical and visible from the driver's seat, both mirrors. I won't run one because it's uneven. I'll need one on both sides. So I was kind of hoping maybe I could put them in way out here on this that I've already widened 1.5 inches. And that way, that one should still be visible. The mirrors I got. Yeah, YouTube's being a pain in my ass. What's up, Russia? So these are the little mirrors that I got. So they're adjustable. Just stick on. So I was thinking of maybe molding them in out here. I mean, it won't be a lot because they're so small, but it should be enough for me to at least see what's going on, you know, the blind spots. But it's also a tiny car. My head works fine. I can turn and look, you know, and it'll have a rear view mirror. Yeah, there's lots of yeah, by law you're only supposed to have, on a motorcycle it's one mirror, and then in a car, I think you're right, I think it's the center and the driver's side. But there's lots of hot rods out here that have no mirrors on them. Idaho's pretty lax on all that stuff. Code of Powell. You can go to the merch store. The link's under my bio. Get you a shirt. I think they're 15 bucks. There's all kinds of other stuff too. I mean, this is only a fraction of what's in the store. There's, I think, 50 items. You can go check it out. Kyle Teeter. What part of Idaho? I'm in Caldwell. Yeah, YouTube's still not giving me my chat scroll. I've got nothing. One of you guys on YouTube, try and message me. Or Dumpster Fire, jump over to YouTube. See if you can get a message through, because I've got no list. Yeah, Kyle, you work at Simplot? Oh, Bob said hi. I got a message on YouTube. I don't know what it's doing. Yeah, you can get these in my store. The link's under my bio. Go check it out. Khalifa, what's up? Yeah, I don't know. YouTube, Dennis. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I see your dumpster fire. Yeah, it's scrolling now. I don't know. I had 90 people in there, and then the chat just froze. Yeah, if by interesting you mean a pain in my... What's up, Brazil? Yeah, pretty much every time I go live, I'm on YouTube and TikTok at the same time. So if you guys have problems getting messages across, or YouTube acts up and freezes, you can jump over to the other platform. Yeah, 5.0 Mustang, box body. Yeah, the hinge itself I bought, but all the fabrication to make it work and hide it I built. This is a 67 Volkswagen Beetle. Full air ride. What's up, Irish Shadow? Yeah, Gato. Brazilian Beetle, same thing. There was a factory in Brazil, there's one in Mexico. So they either came from Germany, Brazil, or Mexico. This happens to be a German import. I got the nameplate out of the front trunk. Yeah, damn Cheech. Lambo doors. Yeah, 2276 cc stroker, air cooled. Big valve, big cam. Do I have pneumatic tools? Yeah, I got some. I use the shears quite a lot for cutting the sheet metal, but DA sander and various other things. Yeah, with your 66 Beetle. I'm going to take some of this and double it up. And get it to slide in here. To kind of hide the gaps are pretty big. They're 3/4 inch. So you can pretty much just see right into the front trunk. So I'll take this like I did on the back side of the hood scoop, the brake vents, and I'll double it, offset, double it up, make a rail, and get it to slide in there. I have to have it removable so that I can get to the bolts inside here. The steel screen, I'll make a rail inside on the back side of this, and then I'll just make a panel and it'll slide in the rail from the front. No, I'm not going to clear coat it. It's going to be satin black, truck bed liner, and electric purple. I've also got some electric purple and black alligator print vinyl. So it'll be gator seats inside, purple and black gator seats. Yeah, sliding that screen in back here. This will be sprayed black truck bed liner, and the screen will be purple. So it'll add good depth, plus it'll take your focus off the large gaps. And that was actually suggested to me by a subscriber yesterday. It's a really good idea. I don't remember who it was, but it makes perfect sense, because then I can slide the screen in and out as I need to service the hinge. I'll be building the 2276 stroker, air-cooled Volkswagen engine. Trying to get to 60,000 followers today on TikTok. I think when I started this, I needed like 120 or something like that. So everybody hit that follow. Yeah, stock 1300 classic, early. I'll be building mine from scratch. Fresh cast aluminum, Autolina, bubble top, reinforced, case save. It's a race engine. Garcia, just get out there and do the project. You don't have to wait till one day. Start today. Start planning, prepping, saving, researching. What's up, Shark? Yep, do a little each day. I wish I could do this full time, but I gotta make money, so. Yeah, Miatas are cool. I don't think they got the recognition they deserved until recently. I mean, obviously they need to be modified like everything else, but it's a really good platform. No, the front beam's not shortened. Um, the disc brake, it's stock width, but the disc brake conversion that I got for it for the wide 5 is makes the wheelbase wider. So it's, I think it's 1.25 inches wider with the drums, or with the hubs, rotors. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. And then I have wheel adapters on that to fit the Ford lug pattern for these Bassett race wheels. So overall it makes it, I think, 2.5 inches wider on each side. It's 67. At least the body. The paperwork. The front beam's ball joint. I'm not sure when the link pin went out. I think it was pre-60. I think the 67 came with a ball joint front end, but I'm not 100%. Rain Cloud, it's going to take probably another 12 months to finish it. Mike Dorsey tattoo. I have both for the fuel tank. So I have the factory 10-gallon that goes in the front trunk. And I'm going to try and get that back in there with the air compressors and tanks for the suspension. If I can't get it in there, I have a backup plan of a 5-gallon race tank over there on the bench that'll mount in there. It's about half the size and a different shape. It'll take up less room. Yeah, the visor came out really good. What's up, Norway? What's up, Massachusetts? It's a 1967 Volkswagen Beetle. Highly modified. Yeah, 67s are 1 year only on some of their parts. Door handles, rear deck lid, rear bumper, and I think a couple other small things. It was the transition year from the 60s style to the 70s Super Beetle. Thanks, Rex. Hendrick, I'll be building the 2276 stroker air-cooled Volkswagen engine. I have the engine, I just haven't built it yet. Yeah, the camber on the rear, I kept the early swing axle. The transmission I had built So it's a Pro Street racing tranny. It's an IRS case converted to swing, so that I could keep the camber when I air out and set it on the ground at the car shows. But you can't drive it like that for long or a lot of distance. The gear oil in the transmission in the old swing axles actually travels down the axle tube to lubricate your wheel bearings. And if you drive it cambered like that, all the oil stays in the case and you end up blowing out your wheel bearings. But go down the street or pull into a car show or whatever, I can slam it all the way down and cruise, for a block. And it shouldn't hurt it any. Yeah, happy human. I'll look at your bug when I get off here. What's up, help? I'm in Idaho. What's up, Brazil? Yeah, I'll be building a 2276 stroker, air-cooled Volkswagen engine. What's up, Redneck? I'm just building it Pro Street. No, I won't be racing it professionally, but thanks, Formaldehyde. What's up, Jamal? Am I going to shave the door handles? I don't know yet. I would like to. I don't want them sticking out from the body. I want the body to be smooth. But at the same time, I have to have a way to get in it. And I don't want to run electric door boppers. I want it to be all mechanical. Less weight. Less things to go wrong. I'm deleting the wipers, the heater, all that. It's going to be a fair weather car. So it's going to sit. It snows here in the winter, you know, rains in the fall. So it's going to sit a good chunk of the year. And of course, I'll be, you know, diligent about battery maintenance and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'd rather just not be a slave to electric door openers. I just want to be able to walk over to the car and open the door, you know? So I don't know yet. I might do a cable system and shave the handles and have a cable somewhere that I can pull or unlock, or a handle somewhere else besides on the door to open the door. But again, I don't know. Maybe I'll just put the factory door handle back on and paint it, or I'll make one that's a different shape. Yeah, formaldehyde. When electric door boppers fail, it sucks. Jamal wants to know what brand of putty is the best. I don't remember the name of the stuff that I used, and it's not here right now because I haven't done any body work in a while, as far as floating out and sanding, finish work. But I do use a fiberglass reinforced Bondo for all the weld seams. It's waterproof, it fills pinholes. If you just float normal Bondo over all this fabrication and welding seams, Bondo itself is not waterproof. It absorbs water like a sponge and then bubbles your paint. So you always want to cover all your seams in the fiber bond. Not kitty hair. No, kitty hair, you use a resin and then the fiberglass. This stuff it comes in a can just like Bondo, and it's green, but it's fiberglass reinforced, and it's got a hardener, and you put it on just like Bondo, except it's a lot tougher. It's a lot harder. Bondo's really soft, and sand's really easy. This stuff's a little tougher. You got to get a power sander out, or you're gonna wear yourself out trying to sand it down. I made that mistake once on a gas tank for a motorcycle. My Bondo was bad, but I had some of the fiber bond, so I just floated the whole tank out in the fiber bond, and I spent all day sanding by hand because I didn't have a power sander at the time. It lit probably 6 hours on a, what is it, like a 2-gallon tank, I think? I mean, it was a tiny little peanut tank. And yeah, so lesson learned. Be sparing with that stuff, or power sand. Yeah, formaldehyde. 6 hours of blocking a tiny gas tank in my lab, just trying to shave that stuff down. It's super tough, but again, it serves a purpose. So it's waterproof, and it will fill the pinholes in your weld seams, so you don't get any humidity or moisture or anything absorbing into the Bondo. It protects the backside for your normal Bondo bodywork, and then the paint will protect the front side. Because I've also had, you know, back in the day years ago, before I knew about that, because everything, I'm self-taught. All this I've just learned. I just enjoy doing it, so I figure it out. But anyway, I had pinholes in welded panels, and the Bondo ended up bubbling. What's up, Daddy from Texas? Formaldehyde. Do you believe in 440? What, 440 grit? Is that what you're talking about? 440 what? Vlad wants to know if I'm a samurai. No. No, I'm not. Oh, 440 to fill pinholes. In my experience, the fiber bond is the best way. To cover up any welds or pinholes, unless it's a gas tank, you know. I mean, if there's gas or being introduced from the backside, then I'd probably braze those. Thanks, Drew. What's up, William? Yeah, I knew what you meant, Bug. Yeah, formaldehyde. I'm self-taught. I have no formal training, or this isn't my profession. I just like to build shit. So I figure it out. You know, I get the tools, look up the techniques, practice, mess a bunch of stuff up, cut it off, do it again. I've had my beard for, I don't know, 10 plus years, I think. But for it to, it's topped out, has been for a while. But for it to get this long, I think it took probably half that, 5 years or so. I'm going to be building the snorkel up there on the top. I'll put another screen vent in there, like it did down here. And just kind of raise that back up a little, and I'll have it slope off into the spoiler, the rear wing. check it out. No, I'm not a professional welder. I am a journeyman electrician by trade. All of this I've figured out in my free time. Self-taught. Yeah, those rear tires are 16-inch wide, sidewall to sidewall. What's up, I shits you not? I'm doing good. Getting stuff done. Check out the new videos. I got the quarter panel mocked up. Yeah, for whatever reason, mechanicking, engine building, fabrication, it's all come really easy to me. From what I see other people struggle with or, you know, try to achieve, I just learn how and it just happens. I really don't know how to explain it. Do you have a plasma cutter? Yeah, I have a plasma cutter. I actually have two plasma cutters. I don't use it that often. I don't have a lot of room. If it was set up on the cart, ready to go, I'd probably use it more, but it's not. It's under the shelf. I just don't have anywhere to stick it. So, but I have my freehand plasma cutter is a frequency arc 50 amp, and then I have another high nade. I have a CNC plasma table, mini Langmar Systems Crossfire with all the upgrades: Z-axis control, THC, IHC, water table, extended gantries. So, and that's my other plasma cutter up there, and it's attached to the table. And that one is a blowback arc. Eventually, I'll make another shelf on my welding cart and get the other plasma cutter set up here. When I say eventually, I've been saying that I'll do that for over a year, and it just hasn't happened. I've gotten this far without using a plasma cutter daily, so it's kind of, I don't know, it's really not necessary most of the time. Sometimes it is, and I pull it out. When I had to redo all the airbag supports in the back of the car because I messed up on some of my angles and measurements, and it didn't work. It was binding, or the bag was twisting. I had to cut it all out, and I got the plasma cutter out for that because it was easy to just reach up in there from underneath the car and just cut the brackets off, you know. Yeah, it's fully airbagged. I designed my own airbag system. I cut out all the brackets on the plasma table here. Here, we'll do a walk around. You want to see a walk around crash? So there's the bag. So the front's air struts. So there's the airline. And it's a bag over a strut. And then in the back, this was the hard part. Because of the swing axle, the suspension angle changes through the arc of the swing axle. So you can see that I made all these brackets and the top plates, mounting plates for the bags. made the drop adjustable swing link so that it can move on 3 different planes, because when this swing axle goes up and down, the arc of it changes all the angles of your support. So that's a trailer shackle for leaf springs back there. Double Heim joint, or no, double poly joint. So that only moves on one plane. And then Heim joint on this end so that it can move this way as the axle swings. Because when the axle swings, that's why they camber. When the axle swings, it actually shortens or lengthens the distance off in an arc. So you imagine it's a circle like that. So I had to make it be able to twist this way without swinging the back constantly. That's why I did double polys in the back. So the back can only move up and down, but at 2 different points. And then this side can rotate this way a little bit because of the Heim joint. And so far it seems to work. I mean, really, I don't know. It hasn't been road tested. It's just sitting in my garage. So we'll find out when it comes time to fire it up and go for a ride if all of that's even gonna work. Yeah, like a tri-link. Thanks, Omar. A little more No, the airbags are just aftermarket. They're D2500 double convoluted airbags. So they're, I think, 10.5 inch or 11 inch fully extended, and then they compress down, I think, to 3 inches or 3.5 inches. So it's got quite a wide range of travel, and they're 2,500 pound support weighted each, which is way more than the car weighs, you know. The car only weighs 1,800 pounds. What's up, Raxpo? And all my TikTok interviews, Raxbone says I need him to do all the welding on the back end so I can focus on design. That would be awesome. Ultimately, I mean, I enjoy building this stuff, and you know, the design process. It takes a lot longer to design, engineer, and proof of concept than it does to actually make the parts and weld them in. You know, that's the tail end of the work is only 10% of the actual work, and then it's done. You know, the rest of it's mock-up, cut off, redesign, re-engineer. What's up, David? I'll be building the 2276 stroker, air-cooled Volkswagen engine. There you go, dumpster fire, you know. Buy the program CAD 3D. So I have Fusion 360. I need it for my plasma table to design parts. But coming into this, you got to remember, I have no formal training or school on any of this. I had to learn how to use a computer in order to learn how to use CAD in order to learn how to use my plasma table. And that's been a 2-year process. And now I can make brackets and simple stuff, but as far as 3D modeling in CAD, I have no clue. Rax Bone. Do you have a channel? You build stuff or what? Thanks, David. Thought that was a grinder chilling on a tire. Where? Right here? Oh, you recently retired? Where are you located at? Just out of curiosity. David wants to know what other cars I have. Right now, oh, you're all the way in Connecticut? I'm in Idaho, but what other cars do I have? Right now, I'm limited on space. What you see is what you get. I can only work on one at a time. If I had a big shop, I'd probably be working on 4 or 5 at a time. But I do have a 82 Volkswagen Rabbit diesel that I want to do a full body on. Next, I've got, I don't know, half a dozen motorcycles or so, custom bikes I've built. Other ones I've rebuilt, not really modified, but restored. And next, I haven't decided if I'm going to start the Rabbit. I really want to build a Volkswagen Trike, but I want to do it in a way that nobody else is. I want it to be proportionally correct, like a big wheel. I want short, wide rear tires, and a giant, like 32-inch front wheel, with ape hangers and a king queen. I want it to look like a motorcycle, not like a Volkswagen Trike, if that makes any sense. Yeah, my Rabbit diesel is a NA. It's not a turbo, but I'm pretty sure I'll be doing a motor swap on it to get that turbo. What's up, Snoopy? Yeah, these are staying on here. These wheels are done. The rear's done. I started from the ground up. So the front beam's rebuilt, highly modified. The rear, same way. It's all sealed underneath. I still need to spray rubber undercoating. A guy I know has a lift, and hopefully he's going to let me use it when I'm ready, and I can spray the rubber coating under. But it's all been rebuilt from the ground up, and now we're on body. Once the body's done, I'll go to plumbing, and then once the plumbing's done and wiring, I'll start the interior. Yeah, dumpster fire. A big wheel. Volkswagen Trike. Yeah, it's hard to find anybody to work on Volkswagens. The old ones, at least out here in Southern California, it's everywhere, you know. But what's up, Super Speed? Yeah, you want to walk around? Let me give these guys a walk around real quick. Yeah, wide body. I've widened it a lot. I mean, it's huge. Widen the quarters. Widening the front quarter to hide the Lambo hinge. Airbags. Disc brake conversion. I'm still going to put 1.5 inch vertical lip on here to finish off that edge. Just haven't got to it yet. Moved on to these. This panel will be fully sheeted. And then all the louvers to hide the hinge. And then in order to get the Lambo hinge in, I had to build a subframe inside to mount it to. But on top of that, the original hood hinge tucked inside the quarter, so I had to delete those. And I made a subframe and reverse hinge for the hood. So it'll open that way now. I'll be building a 2276 stroker, air-cooled Volkswagen engine. I got the race case right there. Deep sump, 96 blade intercooler. I mean, tons of stuff. Big valves, big cam, big heads. I'll be running 94 mil Porsche pistons, and it's gonna scoot just fine. Thanks, dumpster fire. You can't see. Life is good. You want to walk around? All right. I'm live on YouTube and TikTok, so it's Kevin Gates, 2 phones in here. Hold on. Whoops. What button was that? What are you doing? There we go. Front beam's been stretched 10.5 inches. Made a subframe for the hood, reverse hinged, so I have room for the Lambo door hinges. And I had to build a subframe inside here to mount the hinge too. Been working on this for about 15 months or so. Brake vents, those are all backlit purple LEDs. There'll be purple LEDs in the little runner behind the engine on the firewall, and I also have them inside the skid plate underneath, so the whole front of the car lights it up. These are 16-inch wide sidewall to sidewall track slicks. Yeah, everybody tries to shorten them. So I stretched it forward, and then the wheelbase side to side is, I think, around 2.5, 3 inches wider on each side in the front, and 6 inches wider on each side in the back. I had to get these big old meats in there for no other reason than because I can. I mean, the tires are massive. You put both those tires together and it's as wide as the whole rear of the car. So now I have to widen the rear of the car to make everything proportional. I'll be coming up to the body right here somehow, and it'll tie in to the fin. And then I'm raising the roof up and putting a snorkel up there, and then I'm gonna mold it around the window, and it'll all tie in back here. Running it open engine, but I am gonna build a Baja cage to protect it, but I want it front and center and visible. I'll be building a 2276 stroker. Yeah, it had tractor tires on it. It was a Baja when I bought it, so it had already been bobbed. The whole rear was already cut off, and the front was pig nosed. You can see the cut line right there, and I hand fabricated the rest of this quarter. You can see it's all welded in there, and rebuilt it to fit the stock steel hood. At the time, I barely had any tools when I started this, and this is all, this whole front quarter, these are nail plates that I got out of the garbage, and then it's all framed with old wire wheel bolts, like this one. Just scrap metal I got a hold of, and then I hammer formed all of this on the concrete and my steel toe boot. And I got the fold in there to follow this body line all the way through. I mean, it's rough, it's lumpy, but it got done. It'll all be floated out anyway. You can see over there all the rods and plates and everything that I shaped and hammered in there. So right here, that's where the front beam, that's the stock bulkhead right there. But you can see the extension plate, reinforced, and then framework to reinforce the bulkhead. And then I had to modify the steering shaft, put a little idler bearing in there, and then double U-joint to the rag joint to the steering box. Then I had to notch the hood to clear the steering box because the beam's so much farther forward. Thanks, Flipping Garage. I Shits Use Not says I should charge $1 for every walk around. Thanks, Super Speeder. Thanks, Northeast Mechanic. Yeah, there's not one thing I haven't touched. Everything's been modified. And it just snowballs out of control. Once you change one thing, then the other thing next to it doesn't look right or function right, and then you have to change that. And, it's fun. I enjoy it. It's taking me a lot longer than I wanted it to, but it will definitely be a head turner, showstopper. I want to showcase my skills, you know. I have a little show bike that I built before I started this. If you go back in my videos on my page, it's black and lime green. It's a 1977 Kawasaki KZ400 parallel twin that I dropped and stretched and turned it into an old like 70s style bobber chopper, and I want to put a hitch on my Baja cage and build a little motorcycle trailer and put the motorcycle on the back so I can take them both to the show. What's up, Cassie? I'm in Idaho. Cam locks for the back panel around the engine. What do you mean? Thanks, Northeast Mechanic. Cam lock for quick removal so you don't have to unbolt, be able to get around the engine. As far as the Baja cage, because I'm not running a deck lid, so if that's what you're talking about, it's a non-issue. No deck lid, the engine will be exposed. The only thing it'll have is that fin. The spoiler on the back will kind of act as a roof, but the cage I am making quick release. I've got like trailer hitch pins that snap in. Ever get to PA? Where's that? Philadelphia? No, I'm not in Coeur d'Alene. I'm in Caldwell. No, I don't go to Philadelphia. I don't really go anywhere. I don't have time. Yeah, Idaho's a beautiful place. Thanks, Snoopy. No, there's definitely not enough hours in the day. If I'm not out working, making money to support all this, then I'm in here working. Pretty much 7 days a week. See you later, life's good. What's up, Thailand? we can. Got an 85 El Camino that won't stop overheating. Did you check the thermostat? I mean, that's the first thing I'd do. Got a new radiator, new hoses, new coil temp sensor, new fan clutch, new fan shroud. You replaced it twice, huh? Is the engine modified or is it stock? No, I've never been to Sturgis. I shit you not, says check your water pump. It's a stock 402. Think he's got air in it. Northeast Mechanic says you might have air in it. Yeah, all tattoos hurt. I enjoy it, so I keep getting them. I enjoy the process. I shits you not says run 90% coolant, 10% water. So my dad had or has a 46 Ford pickup dropped on a S10 chassis with a 351 Cleveland, and it would overheat every summer, and I ended up adding two, I think they were either 12 or 1700 CFM 10-inch electric fans on the other side. So he has the big 12-inch electric fan on the front, and then on the back I added two 10-inch fans, and it hasn't overheated since. But there's a lot of factors. I ran through and everything else was working as it should, so that was a last resort. But he's also running the original copper radiator on that truck with the 351, so I think it just doesn't have the cooling capacity that engine needs. realized after I tacked this piece in that it was an 1/8 inch short for my gap. So up here was tighter than down here. What's up, RC Bajas? I'm gonna try and just tack that in right there. Maybe fill the gap. With some rod. I'm going to get off here for now. I'll be back on in a little while.